Hey guys, my name is John C. Lindsay IV. I am the writer and director of Too Nice, and I also play Will. And this is the behind the scenes of Too Nice.
It is too nice.
What? Okay, so a little backstory of how I got this story. We had just finished working on Mirage 3, and I was taking a little break to, it was a big film, one little break, and I needed to finish my senior year of college. But while I was on the little break, I wanted to work on an original film. I didn't want it to be based on a, existing IP. I just wanted to be like an original story, from my head. So during this time, I was also going through a situationship, which negative 10 out of 10, do not recommend. You're either all in or you're not. So towards the end, we broke things off, and I was in my feels. I was a little sad. So I was writing kind of like a sad story. It was going to be about a guy reminiscing about the nice times that he had with his ex. And then I finished the story and I was like, I don't want it to be sad. I don't want to be sad. Why am I making a sad story? So I was like, you know what? Let's make it a comedy or a rom-com. I worked on a rom-com for a senior project. I was like, you know what? This time I don't have any restrictions or anything. I can just create my own story, do what I want with it. So that was the basis of it. So I'm writing down ideas, writing down the characters, but I'm like, what needs to be the main attraction or conflict of the story? And I started thinking about 2 words that I've heard my entire life. And I'm not even kidding. From elementary school to middle school to high school to me as a grown adult. They were like, "Oh, John, you just too nice." And I took it. I'm like, I guess I'm too nice. I didn't know what it meant. I was like, hey, maybe I am too nice. I don't know how I'm too nice, but I'm too nice. But till one day where I was at a house party and I'm with a girl that I do like her at the time, and I'm making sure she's okay because she's really drunk, and she turns to me and she's like, "John, you would make a good boyfriend, but you're just too nice." And I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm sitting there pondering those words while she's next to me making out with another guy, and it hits me. There's no such thing as too nice. There's no such thing as too nice. It's just a phrase that either it's just a natural way for someone to be like, hey, I just don't see you in that way. I'm not attracted to you in that way. Or it's like, hey, I'm not used to that type of affection that you're showing, and so it's kind of scaring me. It's just too nice for me. That was my conclusion. But the main conclusion is there's no such thing as too nice. It's just based on the person. Choose that shot I shoot your shot with. That's all it is. So I based it around that, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll just base it around things that has happened to me in the dating world. So if you haven't noticed, if you watch the movie, Andre, the main character, is based on me. I didn't want it to be too on the nose, but it ended up being too on the nose. But there's a scene where Andre's best friend, Will, is being like, oh, you remember this time you fumbled this girl, you fumbled that girl, this happened during that date. All those things were true. That happened to me. Except for one thing where there was a girl who was too drunk at a bar and they got kicked out. That didn't happen to me. That was just another thing I wrote. But everything else, it happened. But my intention with that was not to make it, not to make be like a woe is me or make the audience feel bad for me. It was just me trying to be satirical. Those things happened in the past. and you just learn from it. You just move on because you don't want to allow that to guard you from moving forward and missing, opportunities, missing open doors. It's life. Things happen in life for a reason. You just take it as a lesson and keep going. But yeah, so I wanted to be funny, and that's what I like to write in my films. I like to have situations that can help the audience connect to the characters or relate to the characters even more. Because who knows, somebody who watches is like, hey, that happened to me too. I can feel for this guy. I can feel for this character. And it just helps write out these characters, help make them feel more human, help the, ground the world around them. But yeah, that's kind of like the little backstory of, Too Nice.
Got our talent. My talent.
Oh, okay. So when it came down to the characters, I just wanted to be a small cast of people. Obviously, Dre was based on me, so that wasn't too hard to figure out. But I didn't know who to cast as Dre. I did not want to play Dre. If it was already too on the nose, I can play the character. It's me. I can play a character that represents me. I didn't know who to cast, but I had a coworker at a different job. His name was Otitis. I was like, you know what? Let me ask him. I think he would fit the role, and he took it. He was like, yeah. He was very excited for it. He was very, interested in both being in front of the camera and behind the camera, just how everything worked. And I was just, it made it a good time. It was a good time to work with him. And then with Nadia, I worked with a coworker named Leilani, and she just has like this fun, energetic, friendly spirit. I can always talk to her about anything. Very approachable. And I based Nadia off her, but I didn't know who to cast for her. But so I approached her one day and I was like, hey, I'm making this film. I think you would fit this role. And she took it. I was very surprised that she was interested in taking it. She had a good time. She never acted before, so she was a little nervous about the whole thing. But we encouraged her to, just try it. We're not professionals. We're just making a movie for fun. And she did a good job. And even the people that watched the movies would, comment or message me saying, yeah, Leilani, she did a great job. And I told her that, and that made her feel a lot better. And then we have Will. So Will is basically a combination of my friend group, but more so my close friend Chris and my close friend Oliver. Well, Oliver, he'll say something outlandish, but he'll really mean it. And there's a reason why he'll say it, but sometimes it'll be like, why did you say that? So I kind of base his energy off Oliver, and I kind of base Will's words off Chris. Chris is more like illogical, I guess like a therapist. I don't know. But I base Will on those two. I wanted to play that character because it's something different, and it allowed me to be less in front of the camera and more behind. I can see things more. I can hold the camera myself. Allow me to direct more, which is fun. I really enjoyed that. And I need to start doing that more. And then we have Taylor, the ex. I had Kayla. Kayla played Taylor, and she took the role and ran with it. She did a great job. One of my favorite scenes is the very first scene where they're at the restaurant, and Kayla is doing such a great job with her facial expressions. You can tell she's trying to be avoidant of the situation, while Dre is really drilling in, trying to find out the truth and what's going on. And she's just nailing the eye contact and trying to, and the sifting eyes and trying to look away. She did a great job. And then one of our last characters was actually going to be Nadia's, friend and roommate. It was originally supposed to be a girl, but the actress that we had couldn't show up. But I'm like, okay, we gotta figure something out. This is the last day we have everybody here that we can do it. We gotta, work it out. So Justin, who was mostly behind, the camera and sound, we talked it out. We were like, okay, let's just make, I think the original character's name was like Maya, Mari, something like that. And we changed it to Mario. And Justin, he took it and it worked out. Like, look at him now. He's a main character in the spin-off film that we made. So everybody did a great job. Everybody had a great time, and they were so invested in the story. Like, remember, I think it was our first day filming. Kayla and Latitus were asking me how to come up with Too Nice, and I was, basically telling them what I said in the first part. And they were like, "John, are you good?" I'm like, yeah, no, it's chill. It is what it is. But I really appreciate everybody doing their best, and it was hot. It was long days, and if you're watching this, thank you guys.
Or maybe I could be like recording and he's like tapping me. And I'm like, yeah?
He's on this. Okay, yeah.
So when it comes to me as a filmmaker, music is a very important part to the story. It can help elevate the story to different heights and just help you connect to the characters or the situation on screen. So whenever I'm writing something, I always have like a playlist for the film I'm making that can help, brainstorm the scene or songs that I would like to put in the movie. So in this movie, there are multiple songs in there that relate to either the character, the story, the situation. But there's 2 in there that I just threw in there because I liked it. The first one being Award Tour by A Tribe Called Quest. I just like A Tribe Called Quest. And it doesn't really relate to the story at all. I just, it's a song. I'm throwing it in there. But the next song, Whatever You Say by Little Brother, that is a song about a guy who's just trying to win over a girl, but she keeps rejecting him. But he keeps going. And that represents Dre. Dre, no matter how many times he gets rejected, no matter how many times he gets, screwed over or whatever, something doesn't work out, he just keeps trying. And that just, I wanted that to represent his motives. The next song being Too Much by Lucky Day. I like Lucky Day. And I thought that was just a good song to throw in there for a montage to show Dre and Nadia, getting closer and going on dates. And then the next song, You Can't Save Me by Sir. I love me some Sir, bro. I love me some Sir. But I wanted that to represent Dre's too nice nature. When he's helping out Taylor, who boxes, he's doing out of kind of his heart. But Taylor's trying to get back in his life, and then that causes Nadia, the conflict between him and Nadia until the end of the movie. But yeah, it is just to represent, he doesn't see it as wrong. He's just wanted to, hey, all right, let's get it over with. I'm doing it to be nice. But from an outside perspective, yes, that looks bad. He's hanging out with his ex that he said he wouldn't talk to anymore. But yeah, it's like the song said, you can't save me from myself. I just wanted to show that you can really save Dre from his too nice nature. And then the last song, Riri by Amine, one of my all-time favorite artists. That is a song about him just trying to save a relationship, but the girl just keeps breaking his heart every time, and then he's just like, you know what, enough is enough. And that represents Dre and Taylor at the beginning of the movie. Dre was really trying to figure out what was wrong, what was, bothering Taylor, because he knew he spent all this time with her, so he knew something was up. And when Taylor finally, said, hey, you're just too nice, I don't know if I can do this, he's like, all right, that's it. So those were like the songs I really liked, songs I thought would fit well within the story. And even the instrumental background music. I do like jazz, and I think jazz is a great genre of music to represent a lot of emotions, from sadness, anger, happiness, and romance. Obviously romance. So I wanted to use jazz as like the instrumental song, background music. So, I love music. I love all sorts of music. So I try to put my favorite songs and songs I think that would help the story progress into my films. So.
Ray, C2, I mean, C2, scene, hold on. Give me a second. I'm sorry.
So yeah, that was too nice. We just had a great time making it. It was a very fun experience for me as a filmmaker. Just gathering my friends and making this story come to life. And I really appreciate the people that helped out and was very supportive of what I was doing. Like that, and even the people who watched it, like a lot of people said this is one of my best films. Is it? But it is one of my favorites. Just the only thing that brings it down is the sound. We just did not. I didn't have the budget to get very expensive mics, and the mics that I did get just were not the best. And that pains me. Because I would love to submit this to like contest, whatever. But I just think the sound is gonna, butcher it. I am trying to find ways to fix it, so maybe I might make a remaster one day. But yeah, man, it's just just thank you guys. This is all I gotta say. Just thank you. You guys keep me pushing me forward to make these films, and yeah. This was day one of Too Nice. It was a great shoot. Like the scenes came out very well. I'm gonna check them out once I get home. Hopefully the sound came out really well. It was very noisy in there. I knew it was gonna be, but I'm very excited for it.
That bug just fell down your windshield.
Hopefully it'll look good. So,
oh yeah,
we're gonna go.